You got me another
Hey.
beer, Paula.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Right Royal Jam. Tonight we have with us the lovely Paula and the lovely lady Letitia. It's lovely to see you all guys again. I thank you for joining us in the chat. I am, as you know, I've been quite unwell for quite a while, but I'm starting to get on the mend now. Thank the Lord, I'm getting better. So I'm going to be doing a lot more lives this week and videos, so you guys
Good.
can watch and be part of. How are you anyway, Paula? How's
Uh,
things?
we are out of a roof because it hasn't stopped raining. We had a little bit of a tropical storm, and we're
Yeah.
getting tropical storm number 14 now. It's coming. The American Embassy just sent me an email saying a warning email. They sent it to all their citizens. They sent a warning saying, be prepared if you need this. We have water at the embassy, but it's just the wind and the trees here are huge, so they fall, and one of them just kind of got me.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's
but
very dangerous where you live, isn't it? You got your electricity's on the blink all the time.
well, so is
It-
Texas. So is Texas. So is Florida. Florida is the
no,
capital city of hurricanes.
it is. You're right. You're right. How are you, Lady Letitia?
I'm doing great. I love your fingernails, Paula. They're so
Wow.
cute. Show us.
Oh, they're
This is
nice.
French
Ooh.
thing. This
It's
is
Very
a,
well
like a
kept.
this is
cat
a,
eye or
oh,
something.
that's
They're
a French. No,
gorgeous.
no,
This.
these are my nails. These are my nails. I just do the French thing.
Oh, you did them. Oh, they're so pretty.
What about yours, Lady Letitia? What do they look like today?
We're
Oh
still
my
in
God.
What colour are we on?
You have more.
Wow,
we're still on a rainbow kind of a deal.
they're
Yeah,
so long. I
they
love it.
are. I'm gonna have them cut them.
I used to
Yeah.
get my nails done quite a lot, but then they started going really soft,
Oh yeah.
and I just thought,
My
oh, I'll
nails
give it
are
a
really
break,
done.
and I haven't had it done in ages.
I can't tolerate
And it
those
takes
nails.
so long to do it as well. I just can't
Yeah.
remember to
Oh, it
sit there
does.
for that
Same
long.
here. It's
My hair
Oh,
soft.
you're
takes
like
5 hours to colour. That's how, because
oh,
it's not porous. It just doesn't
oh,
take
your
the
hair.
bleach.
Your hair?
Yeah, takes
Oh,
Oh,
ages.
not
So it's
mine.
5 hours. So I just can't withstand the waiting time and sitting on my butt for that long. It's too
yeah.
much.
Oh my God.
Uh,
I can't do fake nails because I have lupus and my nails are very sensitive,
oh, are they
because
your
Oh,
nails? Are they
yeah.
your nails? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's
Brilliant.
these are mine.
really good
That is
Thanks.
brilliant.
You
and
can see mine.
healthy.
Yeah. And one of the girls, the thing is I'm having all the ladies at the shelter experiment on me because we're teaching them to do nails, to do hair.
Okay.
So she did a French thing on me. So I'm very happy
Oh,
because
that's so cool.
yeah, she knows how to paint. I can't do it. I usually buy the little strips and you put it, but it still never looked like that. But she did it all by hand. Like,
Oh,
yeah, she's very
without
good.
the strips.
Oh yeah, I get them to experiment. And one of
Mm.
them is gonna give me a haircut in about 3 months. So I said,
Really?
oh yeah, it's just hair. It'll grow.
It's time. Oh, let me know because I love your long, beautiful hair.
Oh no, I'm gonna trim it. I'm gonna trim it because I'm trying to let it grow down to here. And when I get
Okay.
here under my bust, then under my huge breasts, then 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 I usually get it cut
I
short
don't
like
know where
this.
this conversation's going, Paula.
I know, and I'm looking.
No, I usually get it cut. I usually bob it, so I donate all of this to somebody with cancer.
Oh, do you donate hair? Oh, that's
Yeah.
brilliant. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's really good.
You know
So,
how you want to make your hair porous? Use rice
yes,
water.
to make it porous.
Yeah, if you wash your hair with rice water,
Oh, okay.
it'll
It
be
just,
really healthy,
my hair
porous, and
takes so
really nice. If
long.
your hair is healthy, it'll be porous. If your hair is not porous, that means that it's not healthy.
Oh,
Oh,
really? Oh, dear. That's not good, is it? It does fall out a lot as well. It's the stress of
No,
life.
use rice water. Use rice water. I
I'm
mija. Use
gonna.
rice
Do I
water.
have to cook it? I have to
No,
cook
you don't have. No, you
rice,
don't cook the rice water. No,
or you just soak it?
grab a cup of rice water.
Yeah.
Get a big pitcher of water, like a 2 liter
with
pitcher.
rice in it.
Yeah, pour the rice. Use it with your hand until the water gets white. And you know what? You don't leave it overnight. There's only so much nutrients that the rice can release. It's like if you have a sponge, there's only so much water the sponge will absorb until it starts leaking, because it's only so much. So I usually leave it like 10 minutes when all the proper rough nutrients come out. And then I strain it, and then I put lemon peels because I don't like the smell and taste of the rice. And I put you can put a little bit of oil. You can put vanilla or lavender, but just a little bit because the rice water is starchy. So you don't want it too oily, but just like a
Yes,
little.
because I've heard too much starch on the hair isn't good either. Is
No.
that
No,
right?
but no. If you rinse it off well, you won't have any starch. The trick is to rinse it well, and
Uh,
it's to put it in the scalp, and you get a comb and you run it through the scalp really well. I usually do it separately, and I do it in a bucket, with a sink or something, and I just use the water, and it's especially the scalp, and then the hair you brush it off, and then you rinse it off really well, and that's it. You don't. It's you
well,
once you get the hang of it, it's really quick. Like right now, I just washed it before I came here.
your hair is very shiny. It is very shiny. Have you guys all seen the latest with Prince Philip? The scandal?
Yes, I
What do you
saw
think?
that. The
So he was
perfume.
named in the secret FBI document
Woo!
about the
The
Profumo
perfume
sex
scandal.
scandal.
Yeah, the perfume scandal. Yes, I saw
Is
that.
everybody aware of that scandal? Because it's an
Well, it
old
wasn't the crown.
scandal.
It wasn't the
Pardon?
crown. It wasn't the crown.
It was. But for anyone that doesn't know, it was a major scandal in British politics during the 1960s. And it was to do with the Secretary of State of War. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, there were spies. They were
Um,
sleeping with underage
and
girls. They were
he
also.
had an extramarital affair with a 19-year-old lady,
What?
Christine Keeler, at the beginning of 1961. And Profumo denied the affair in a statement to the House of Commons in 1963, and the scandal severely damaged the credibility of the government, and he resigned as Prime Minister in October. And the fallout contributed to the Conservative government's defeat. So these recent allegations have come up. Well, the documents have been released and Prince Philip has been named in the documents, but this is
Oh.
through the Freedom of Information Act, where this has been kind of been asked for and asked
In the
for, of the
US, though,
release
in
of
the
these
US,
documents in the US,
not
the
in the UK.
release of
They
these.
won't release it. You
Yes.
have to make that people. Hello, Claudia Salas. I love you. I'm saying
Oh,
like we have to understand that this was released in the US as a Freedom of Information Act request to the FBI,
yes.
not in the
Yes.
UK.
Yes, that's correct. Because this is seriously damaging. Back then, it would have been seriously damaging for the relationship between both countries, right? But I'm going to read you the article that I've
Well, it
got.
still is now.
Pardon? What's
It
that?
still is now.
I suppose him being so long ago, maybe it's a bit of a softer blow to this.
Yeah,
He's
and
not
the
alive
bypass in
anymore,
head.
as well. So it's everything's always released when someone dies rather than when they're alive. So Prince Philip was named in the secret FBI document about Profumo's sex scandal. So the then head of FBI sent cable to US Embassy in London claiming he had been told Prince Harry had links to Christine Keeler and Mandy. Did I say Prince Harry then? Prince Philip had links to
Yeah,
Christine Keeler and Mandy Rice Davies. J. Edgar Hoover sensationally suggested that Prince Philip may have been involved with the two women at the heart of the Profumo sex scandal. However, the then head of FBI sent a cable to the US Embassy in London claiming he had been told that the prince had links to both of them. The cable was sent more than 60 years ago and has since been languishing in US Departments for Justice archives and has been made available after a long-running Freedom of Information Request Act. It contains a claim made by Thomas Corbally, an American businessman working in the industrial and espionage sector who was friends with Stephen Ward, the fixer at the heart of the scandal. So Ward had introduced Keeler, a 19-year-old model, to John Profumo, the Secretary of State for War, and he was subsequently forced to resign over their affair, and the scandal threatened to bring down Harold Macmillan's government. In the cable obtained by the Mail on Sunday, he also stated that there was a rumour Prince Philip may have been involved with these two women. Now, before I carry on reading, I was kind of aware that Prince Philip was possibly dabbling, well, getting around a little bit when he was on his travels. I mean, what do you make of this,
Oh
girls?
my God, he is in trouble.
Well, he's dead now. He's a Letitia.
We need to
He
leave him
can't be in trouble.
alone. What is he thinking about? Oh man, he can't, he might not even get Frogmore now. I mean, it's
No,
over.
this is Prince Philip.
This is Prince Philip, his grandfather, the Queen's husband.
Oh,
He's gone. This is in 1960.
The fini mon ami.
oh, I believe it. I believe it.
What do you think, Paula?
Well, you know, I am very torn because I love Prince Philip, but it doesn't make
Yes.
me blind. However, I always despise it when they release information when the person has died and can come back
Yes.
to defend themselves.
Yes.
I have a huge problem with that. It may be true, it may not be true, but how will we know if we don't have him here?
Right.
He doesn't have his right of
Defend
reply. You know what I mean? Because these are rumors at the end. It's like they haven't really say, okay, yeah, he did that. You know, he's not here to say yes or no. None of the
That's
parties
true.
are actually alive. These are files in the FBI, and John Edgar Hoover was actually quite not a very nice guy who used to have files on people to blackmail them, from what I understand.
Wow.
Yeah. Have you ever heard? Have you read the unauthorized biography of John Edgar Hoover?
No.
No.
Ooh, that he was not a very polite guy. That's all I can say about him. He was not very nice.
So what are they trying to say, Victoria? Are they trying to say that, I mean, like Paula said, he's not here to defend himself. He's not here to discuss whether it happened or not, or say, put out a statement. But like,
Well, I don't.
so
I don't know for definite what was in what is in the documents exactly, but there is his name is mentioned. And Paula, do you have any more kind of information on that?
Well, I know that the document said this is a while back that he was mentioned and that he was involved with one of the girls. But again, it may be true. You
But
know
the
what?
doc-
It's not in a
how
nothing.
long ago, Paula? How long ago was that?
Oh, I mean, he was young.
Oh, he was here when the statement first came out. When it
Yes,
first,
No,
but
the statement just came out now. The statement just came out now.
right.
the documents from the FBI that have been released have his name on it, which is significant because they're legal documents. It's not hearsay. His name is in an investigation.
Yeah.
And I don't know in what kind of category that falls under,
In what
but it
capacity
suggests.
his name
Pardon?
it's not clear what capacity he's named. Like, what is his involvement really?
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
so we
Exactly.
don't
the thing that
really
really
know.
bothers me. That's
No.
something that really bothers me. If
It's
you're
like,
gonna release some
yeah.
news, if you're gonna release the news, release the entire news. Not just
And release
Yes.
it right. Tell the story.
exactly.
Do you think we're going to be told the exact information, or is that going to be kept from us? Because it's very difficult to withhold information now with the internet being so beautifully
Censored.
widespread. You could do that before. You could maintain that information in one country, but it looks like it will probably travel over here at some point. What do you think do you think that will be the full extent of that document, or do you think we're going to be given snippets?
Well, if I know the royal family, this is not something that the royal family want. No, so you will see very little legs on that story. That's just my point of view, because I mean, this if they wanted this published, you haven't really seen a lot of what you might call it papers talking about it.
No.
And they didn't you notice that they release these kinds of news in between major proper news,
But it's,
so people don't pay attention to this? For example, Trump shooting, now Biden falling out of the race, all this thing around, they always release these kinds of news so they can say we published it, it's just that you didn't read it.
It's not
'cause
sensational
he did endorse
gossip.
Kamala.
No, and it's not all over the front pages. It was a bit of a find for me today.
Yes,
It wasn't
me
something
too.
that just popped straight up. I'll carry on with the last bit of the article. So it just says the suggestion that Hoover was even linked to Prince Philip, Tequila and Rice Davies, both showgirls, will cause discomfort on both sides of the Atlantic. For decades, Hoover was one of the most powerful men in the US running the FBI, and is a predecessor for almost 50 years until he died in 1972, and conducted campaigns against suspected subserviers and radicals. After his death, he was accused of abusing his power, collecting evidence against powerful figures, and using illegal surveillance and wiretapping. The prospect of Prince Philip, who died at age 99 in 2021, even indirectly caught up in one of Hoover's operations, would have severely harmed Anglo-US relations at the height of the Cold War. It has previously been reported that he was an acquaintance of Ward, and claims they were both members of a London club.
Yeah,
It was claimed that,
it's probably
yeah,
right. You know, I'm not
yeah.
saying. I just want to answer to Anne-Marie too, Paula. You seem to be defending Prince Philip because you liked him. If it was Charles, you would believe it. No, that's not the way
I
it's
don't
going.
think so.
I didn't say I don't believe him or disbelieve him. I'm saying
Right.
that he's not here to defend himself. With Charles, I will never talk about Charles in things I don't know about, or that are not made public, or that he himself hasn't said things about. Every time I report on Charles, I do the same thing I do about Meghan Markle. I use his own interviews and his own words to show what he's doing or not doing. You know, like I don't
I
make things
do.
up about Meghan
Why are they
Markle.
bringing this up now? Why are they
I,
bringing this up now that he
because
has passed
they did
away?
they did a freedom of request for the information. So after a certain amount of time, they can release that information, because it was all in the 1960s. It's quite a while ago, and
So
oh, hold on
how
a
old
sec.
was so Prince Philip was an older man messing with a younger. This is the story.
Yeah.
He was
No, but
messing.
the problem was also
He was
that
married.
Of
they were
course.
sleeping with Russian spies or people that
The
were linked
spy
to
was
Russia.
involved, yeah. And
Yeah.
Judy Holliday said it's all already over there because you're covering Victoria. Yes, that the fact that his name is mentioned in the documents, it is what we know, but we don't know the extent of his involvement in that. And that's where I'm getting at. We don't actually know the full extent of Prince Philip and why he's actually even named in these FBI
Right.
documents.
That's a big
That's
question mark.
yeah, because we know he is, but why? That's what we need to get to the bottom of.
And what is his
I wonder
part
if
in
Paula,
it?
your beautiful investigation skills could find out.
Yeah, the thing is though that these people have been asking for these documents for 5 years. It gives you
Yes.
how much and the reason why I wanted to point out that it was the US, not the UK, is because the UK is still covering up. You know,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's not
Well,
good. That is not good.
yeah.
I you know what, and I've always been a proponent that if it's Prince Philip and he's a jerk or whatever, that's fine. But why don't they bring these things when they're alive so people can have a right? I really, guys,
Yeah, I
that is
find
a
this a
major point.
foul. I give this a big foul to me because he is deceased, and for them to be bringing up something old and corruptive is a little shocking to me. It ain't murder, but it's just shocking
But
that that they would be bringing this up at this particular hour, especially he's deceased. I'm with you, Paula. I agree with you that I
But I
can't
just want
really
to say,
you can't really make a judgment call on it.
yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna say that it's not true or it's not right. Charles is here, and he has faced the things that he's been accused, and he has had a right of reply. He's alive. He can reply yes or no. They can issue a statement, right? Because he's alive. But I don't like it, for example, because a dead person can defend themselves. I'm not saying that it's not, and I'm saying it. I am being very brutally honest. I did like Prince Philip. I think he was a man's man, but it doesn't detract from the fact that I do believe he was screwing around on the Queen, but he was clever enough not to be caught with his pants down like
I,
Charles.
I do believe that too. I do believe that he was messing around on the Queen. I do.
I think as well, in that time, it's a lot easier to get away with things. You didn't have the
Right. It
mobile
was like
phones with
okay, like
camera.
this
Yeah,
underlying,
yeah,
like it was almost like
also
the thing to do.
the Queen would probably had a lot to say about keeping this under wraps as well, because it would have been very damaging for the monarchy if this came
Very.
out in the 60s. It would have pretty much destroyed his reputation. And I
Yes.
think if she can't it's very frowned upon to divorce your husband, especially in that era, in that time. So
Yeah.
and being the queen to get a divorce would have been, you know, highly unethical. It wouldn't have been the right thing to do, and it would have made the country seem unhinged in a
Right.
way, or
They're not
morally
together.
corrupt. It's also claimed that Blunt, who was the surveyor of the Queen's pictures, was involved in purchasing every sketch of the member of the royal family produced by Ward. So he was a keen amateur artist, and they went on display in London Gallery. So there was always this connection there anyway. And Ward was arrested and charged with living off the earnings of prostitution, and he took an
Wow.
overdose of sleeping pills during his trial and was convicted and died prior to sentences. And Keeler was introduced to Profumer by Ward at a party at Clivendale Estate in 1961, but was also having an affair with a Soviet spy, a naval attaché at the Soviet embassy in London. So Profumer's career could not survive the extraordinary revelations that engulfed the then Conservative government. So the spy aspect makes it even more remarkable, doesn't it? The whole thing's really messy, right?
Yeah, no,
So
no.
Prince
I mean,
Philip,
no, no. I do.
yeah.
I mean, that is absolutely. I mean, it is. I mean, that's the problem I have with royalty, and this is why I always go back and I say to you guys that I am a monarchist, not a royalist, right? I do not believe. I do firmly think that if people behave decently, there wouldn't be a need for cover up. There wouldn't be a burial of documents for 100 years. Like, for example, with Andrew, Prince Andrew, you know that his
Mm,
trade envoy documents cannot be seen until 2065. And these are documents that this is during the time that he did a public, what you might call it, he was hired by the people, he was paid for by the people pay for all this thing, he was working for the government, and yet those documents are sealed.
how interesting.
Yeah, I talked to Lowney, you know, like Mr. Lowney, and he was like, yep. And he's, for example, Mr. Lowney, who is a proper historian, has a huge difficult time getting access to documents.
But we will find out
Oh.
more and more as the years go on, because when people die, we get all the information. Oh, is there a certain amount of time when a document can be released, Paula?
Well, there shouldn't be, but they turn it like
Mm,
that. But there shouldn't be. For example,
mm,
did you know, for example, that the Queen's what you call it, will, and the Queen's mother and Prince Philip's, they can't be open ever, or I think for 100 years or something like that. They shouldn't be like that. They should be up front, and that's really frustrating.
no. I think there could be a multitude of sins being covered up by a lot of people, not just the royals. I do believe that anyone in power can maintain their dignity through money and connections,
Yeah.
right? And so unfortunately we never really see the whole character of one person. And like you say, Paula, I actually quite liked Prince Philip in a roundabout way. I think sometimes
Yeah.
he says things out, and he was quite not very tactful, should I say, when he spoke. But that's this old school generation who were quite up front, quite forward thinking. He didn't give a damn what people thought of him. Put it that way. But he had some sort of charisma and charm about him, and he was the backbone of the Queen in a lot of respects,
Yeah.
a lot of respect. But there obviously was another side to
Yeah.
Prince Philip, and I am just slightly baffled as to why his name is in these documents, in these FBI documents, because it does make me wonder. This was all to do with underage girls and prostitution. So,
Well, did you
why
know
is
that?
the name being?
Did you know that, for example, Lord Mountbatten, that the FBI had serious documents on him, and then they ended up destroying them when the historian Andrew Lowney asked for them. They suddenly destroyed the documents.
Mm, yes, I mean, and the spy aspect as well. I mean, what was there a compromise of you know, was there a compromise of information? Was things said? Was it a setup on their behalf to get information out of the government and out of Prince Philip? Because it was his girlfriend, wasn't it?
Well, it
The
could have been
spy.
business or something. I know he was rumored to have had an affair with a ballerina, ballet dancer. But the problem is that they were accusing Wallace Simpson of sleeping with the ambassador and with Nazis. So it would look pretty bad if Prince Philip was doing the same. Even if he didn't know that the woman was a spy. About pillow talk. So
Mm. Well, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. Paula, if you get the time to hack into the FBI backlog.
I will do that. I will actually get here and I'll find out how to turn on the laptop again. And then,
If you get a chance
oh my God, it's
to
so funny.
see.
I find this fascinating. I do think that it's incredible. It's incredible.
It is
It
it's
is incredible.
wild, actually.
You would
and I,
think
and I know, yeah, go on. I know a lot of people might not find this important now because it's from the 60s, and that's what I think that's what, when they release this information, that they kind of bank on the fact that we don't care anymore because it happened so long ago.
but that's the
But in
whole point
fact,
that they
it's,
do that.
yeah,
Exactly. What do you
yeah,
think that was
but
released Andrew's documents about his time in the trade envoy in 2065? Because that's how many years? Like 20 over some years,
yeah.
40 years, almost 40 years from now. I mean, because they're counting that by then nobody will care. Nobody will dig.
Right, exactly.
Mm.
Because I'm trying to figure out, I see him as one person, Philip as, Queen Elizabeth's husband, and a great guy, like a really nice, great guy. And so this information quite naturally is making me think like, okay, do I really know who Prince Philip was or whatever? So it does raise those questions, but I mean, why bring it out at all? What's your point in bringing something like this to reality?
Well, the thing is that they did that because they had no choice. People are asking for it.
and,
Okay.
and there's the free, it's, what's it called again, the freedom free
Each
free what's it called
Freedom of
again, Paul?
Information Act in the United
Freedom of
States.
Information Act. There you go. I've still lost it in my head there. Freedom of Information Act. So if enough people are
Oh,
asked for it and push for it,
the
you
name
can actually, yeah. And I think there is a time limit on the things as well. But like I said, you want, you might not think it's important, but it is a fabric of our history, and
yeah,
actually it's a makeup of our history. And I don't like being fooled. I don't like having the pulled over my eyes,
do
and
you
and
feel
getting a
that way
different
like you have been since they've just not
slightly,
telling
well,
us? Yeah,
100%, because if you're linked to anything like this in an FBI document, then there's no smoke without fire, as far as
right,
I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
if
What
I
else
was in if
right,
I was in that document, Lady Letitia, you'd be thinking, why am I in that?
right,
Because that's a shady document. That's
right.
a messed up document.
Exactly.
And
You
so
don't want to
what
be in
is
that.
his part in that? and
Yeah,
and and for me, I'd like to know exactly what his part was, why he was linked to the perfumer scandal. And even if it was minor, I can't see why it would be minor if he's in the document.
right.
John, do you see where I'm coming from? it,
The
it
whole situation
feels,
is not minor.
yeah,
No, I agree with you. I mean, I agree, but that's the whole point I have. And also, that's very shady because if you run into people like me that I don't like, and it's not that I don't like to speak ill of the dead, I just don't like speaking about people who are not here to defend themselves.
that
Period.
is true. But then is this only coming out now that they've both deceased? The Queen
Yeah,
is
I really
deceased,
do believe that. I really do believe
and
that, which
and
really
this,
sucks.
yeah. And now whatever impact it has, it won't be as damaging because they're both not here to
Right.
take on the repercussions of the document.
You're
Because
absolutely
actually then
right.
you have to face that document. But now it's a bit like the Savile stuff, it all came out after. And the thing is, I would have liked to seen him go to prison, but he didn't have that opportunity to be reprimanded. So he was allowed to die in peace when he did
Right.
all the things he did. It's disgusting, really. And it's because they're protecting other people. That's a lot of this is down to protecting other people in that circle of trust that they have, or who the people that they know, and they're,
Absolutely.
they're
Yes,
My
we would be.
reaction to the story was totally different because of what you said, because of how long it's been, and because they're banking on it to be so long ago and that he is not alive, for us to feel like, like maybe it's not such a big deal, but it is a big deal. It really is a big deal. But now you bringing it out, now you're talking about it all of a sudden. It's just
well,
interesting to me.
it's
This is
right
the
slap.
reason. Yeah, this is the reason why I say that I have a problem with this is why Harry and Meghan get away with so much. This is exactly why Harry and Meghan get away with so much, because we have a history like that and they're never stopped. Instead, it's buried. And Meghan is counting on that.
Right.
That's what
To
Meghan is
not
counting on.
exactly to tell the story that she want us to see, not the
Exactly.
real true story about how
Well, no,
manipulative she
that
is.
this is never going to come out. For example, the bullying report.
Right.
The bullying report is just
It's
one little
gone.
example. Why is it? By the way, guys, so the employees, the staff that Meghan Markle bullied were paid for by the taxpayers. That's who pays for them. It's
Right.
the
She wasn't even
taxpayers.
paying their salary and she was mistreating them.
No, but the taxpayers are not allowed to know anything. They're not allowed to know what the outcome of this is because they're
That's
protecting
true.
Meghan Markle. And if this is a company and you guys are paying for their salary, because everybody, the staff, every staff member working for the royal family, they are paid for by the taxpayers.
Oh, so you're basically saying since I'm a taxpayer, that should be information.
Well, it is.
That should
That's
be
exactly what
information
I'm saying.
to
That
know.
that that is how it should be.
Mhm.
Because like an employee, the government employee in the United States, that's how it is. They're paying. They have to be transparent. This is why.
Yes.
This is why they do they do the financial reports and they open it and people see it. Because they have to be transparent.
Well, according to the news over here, she's penning her own memoir, Meghan.
Yeah,
She's
she is.
Well,
she but
Lord.
so I'll read you the article because it's quite interesting. It's very, very, very flamboyant. Full of lies. Meghan is plotting the ultimate weapon to hurt Kate and Charles, biographer Tom Bauer shockingly claims. She's scheming the launch of her ultimate weapon to hurt Princess Kate and King Charles.
Again.
The royal biographer, who is known for making particularly stinging comments about the Sussexes, claims the Duchess is waiting to drop another bomb on the royal family.
What?
Yeah, Mr. Bauer, famous for his harsh opinions of the couple, sat down with Sun Royal editor Matt Wilkinson in particularly stinging comments. Even for a long-standing critic of the couple, he said the future of the Sussexes is pretty grim. I think they're on a
Yes.
permanent decline, but whenever they need money and whenever they need publicity to stoke their reputation, they will drop another bombshell. We're waiting for Meghan's own autobiography, which I'm sure she's penning. She's a good writer, apparently.
No, she's not a good
And it
writer.
will
She's
be
an excellent
filled
writer.
with.
She's not
Right.
a good
She's
writer.
not.
Whoever wrote that, that's yeah.
Well, she's a good cooker. She's a good
A lot of
gardener, and she's a good writer, and she's good at
She's
taking
not a good
clothes.
writer. She's a snitch, and she doesn't even snitch truths. You know what? When you look forward to a snitch because you'll get the truth. With
Right.
Meghan Markle, you don't even look forward to that
You
because
don't.
this
You're
girl's
not
gonna
going
be
to get the truth.
lying.
It's a big lie. You're waiting on an exaggerated lie.
What it says here, will be filled with vitriol and filled with lies. She will not tell the truth because she wants to sensationalize a sensational heading, and this is the ultimate weapon that she can deploy. And it comes
Oh,
as Mr.
wow.
Bauer made more
Weapon?
shocking apparently that it claims that Meghan is an agent of poison and doesn't seem to care about her father, Thomas Michael.
Oh.
Despite drama propelled by Harry and Meghan's vile attacks in Spare, their Netflix documentary, and various bombshell interviews, the couple have stayed quiet for some time. But they're about to drop bombs, apparently, guys.
My
This
God, they
is.
have
I
not
have to ask a question here.
learned their
Go on.
lesson.
What is
Pardon?
They
a
have not learned their lesson. This is
A what?
ridiculous.
But what lessons are they going to learn, Atisha, if they're getting away with everything? The only way you learn a lesson is if you face consequence. I just want to ask,
Well,
what is the Black Miller?
but some of the consequences is, having your popularity in the toilet,
But they don't see it like
not
that, Atisha. Okay, how can they see the popularities in the toilet when they're surrounded by people? They still keep getting awards. I mean, I have such a huge video I'm dropping about.
yeah, that's
There
true.
was proper big shit hit the fan at the ESPYS backstage award with the veterans and Meghan. Meghan was told off by quite a few veterans. Not even
Wow.
Really?
yes,
No.
a video about it. Yes. I mean, it's huge, huge. I mean, they think that they left in a hurry because the veterans were livid. Even with Harry, it was a huge.
Ooh.
Yes, 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 yes.
I can't wait to see that one. When you doing
See,
that one?
Tomorrow.
I think that they left early as well. They got their award and they left. They didn't stay.
They left.
Apparently, they didn't stay for long.
Wow.
Mm,
I know they left, but every time I hear it, I'm shocked. I just, like Ron said, you don't get up in the middle of like graduation or someone's performance and leave in the middle of it. Only people that think they're important do stuff like that.
But the
Like
thing
I
is that
really
she gets
think
away with it.
she's entitled.
Nobody's reporting on this, the news, and you know what? It's up to us, the YouTubers, and then we get all these people come to our channels. How do you know? Well, we do get information, like we do hear information because people do contact us, guys. You know that people send you emails, and I verify the emails, but the things that they send me, there's even a little clip, and I'm trying to negotiate with this person to see if they will allow me to share it. But I don't know how to go around the technology because then they will know who it is because who's
Okay.
but it is so. I mean, Harry and Meghan got an earful, but this is the thing, they don't care. Harry
They
knew.
don't. Megan
Tillman's
just
mom.
got told off by the first lady of Nigeria. She told her she came over here with her nakedness. Okay. And now she being told again about by the veterans at the award place. You can look in the audience and tell that they didn't like them being there at all.
Well, just the fact that the mother said,
No.
Harry gives the middle finger to the mother. Oh, I respect Pat Tillman's mom. If you respected her, you wouldn't be up there with the big picture of her dead son behind you,
Right.
accepting an award that you know damn well you don't deserve. That
Exactly.
is respect. I would have been hugely embarrassed.
Yeah.
I would have said, you know what? Thank you to the Pat Tillman Foundation, but
Right.
then I nominate this other person and blah blah blah.
Yes.
But
Yes.
no.
Out of respect.
But you
But
say
the
that
memoir, why is she coming out with a book? It ain't even time. Like she needs money. That's what it sounds like to me, Paula, is that the money trail is skiing out and now she needs some money. So let's go back into the 2 minutes I was with the royal family and start digging and talking about them again. This is not a good road that she is going down. She continues to go down the wrong road.
Yeah,
yes. Sorry.
but
Yeah.
you were talking about how can they don't think that. Yes, Meghan Markle is upset that she's not getting the brand deals that she wants. She's fully aware of that.
Right.
But she
Lemonado.
doesn't care. And this is what I've been saying to people.
You think she doesn't care? She has
course.
to care. I
Oh my
mean,
God. Of course she doesn't care. If she cared, she would have said to Harry, you know what? Let's not use the titles. That's not a good look. Right now, Meghan Markle is fighting with the palace, demanding to use Sussex Royal because they don't own the word royal.
oh yeah, she is doing that. Do you think that Victoria, do you think that Megan don't care? Like she's just oblivious to what the hell is going on?
I just don't understand all the different things she's doing. It's just so chaotic and erratic, isn't it?
God,
Yes,
it's sinister.
I just want to say to Isabella, if you rewatch the first half, you can listen to the part about Prince Philip because we did a big section on that. So just listen to it from the beginning, and you'll see what we were talking about. I'm not really. I mean, this book, if it is going to be a tell-all again about the royals, what more can she say? I mean, what is she holding back?
What was a tell-all? Because she didn't tell anything because she was like a minute. The only thing that she has going, because nobody, one of the things that the royals did do wisely is they didn't talk around her. She was allowed in the group, family group, WhatsApp, but they didn't talk about a lot of the things that they could have talked about, because they knew that Meghan was there. She knows that. She's just angry she couldn't get the gossip or inside info because Princess Catherine was not stupid. Everybody knew what they were up to, these two, you know?
Wow, it's just shocking that she would even fix her hand to write something negative about the royal family ever again. She's not reading the room. She doesn't understand the attacks on the royal family is what has gotten her into this situation that she's in right now. Americans have turned their back on her, Paula. They have. It's, and you know where it really shows? During the Harry's awards, Pat Tillman Award. Right after that, it showed their popularity again and how it is continually to go down and how
What were we
upset
talking about before we started this? Because we talked about something. I wanted to say something and I forgot about it. What we were saying before we got into this about that she doesn't care.
She was. I do think she's a borderline sociopath. I've got to be honest. I'm just.
Oh, okay, that's big for you, Victoria, because you have been like
Well,
neutral.
we had this conversation about
Yes,
evil, didn't we? That's such a strong word for me. I
yeah,
think you have to be like a
and
cannibal or a
devil.
murderer or
Yeah,
a, I can't quite say the words evil yet. But what I can
right.
say is there's a multitude of lies that keep coming out, and the problem being is if she writes this book, it's all written down on paper. You have to, if you're going to be a liar, you have to be a good one, and you have
Mhm.
to have a good memory as well. So it'd be interesting to see how she structures this book, and is it going to be a memoir on her, or is it going to be a tell-all book? That would
It's
be
gonna be
interesting to
about
see
her. She's
how.
gonna talk about herself and about her time as a royal and all this stupid stuff, as if we hadn't heard it already. But who is this benefiting? Like, her writing this book is benefiting her pockets. But at the end of the day, who does it destroy? Who does it hurt? And only evil people do things knowing that it will hurt someone else, even though they're doing it for their own selfish reasons. You're going to get back online and start talking about Catherine and King Charles and your how, look, how it was in your eyes.
Yeah.
It's she's sinister, very sinister person.
No,
Mm,
but the thing is,
mm.
for example, you have this woman, and I mean, Meghan Markle really, she doesn't care. What is she going to write? Another book about? She's going to write a book about what? Oh,
Herself.
How Catherine didn't give me another lip gloss.
I wouldn't be surprised if she brought up her cancer and said something
Oh.
stupid like that and then said, we came out with a statement. I mean, what the hell is she going to talk about, Paula?
I have no idea, but I mean, this is the thing. She's not even a good liar.
This is the thing, and we know she's documented. This is being on the world stage. We know everything's recorded, every interview, it can be pulled up from the archives and we can see what she's been speaking about. There was even a picture outside of Buckingham Palace when she was 14 years of age, sitting outside and I don't know anything about the royals, but she's
At
sitting
all.
outside the palace.
Mhm.
I live here and I've never visited the palace. So she was here to visit the palace. She had a mission, right? She was here to
Yes, she
come and
did.
see the royals.
She was
So
marking her territory, you said.
she was pissing up the garden wall, and she came back. She got what she wanted, but she to tell us that she didn't. Oh, I don't really know anything about the royals. Who are they again?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Come on, come
No,
on.
but I mean,
We're not
what
slow.
is she going to
Right.
bring racism again?
Pardon.
Is she going to bring back the racism again?
Possibly. I mean, it's going to be such a great book to dissect, and I am going to buy it just to go through it
Oh
and
my
pick it
God. We're
apart.
going to support her
I,
again. Oh. Well, can I borrow it
Are
after
you gonna
you?
buy it, Paula? Are you gonna have a look at it and have
I'm
a
gonna have to
read?
borrow. Let's borrow it from each other.
No, I'm not
Some
gonna.
bedtime reading?
No, what I do is I basically I no, I don't. I'm not. I
Yeah.
don't.
You're not going to.
No, I really no. I mean,
Come on, you.
She doesn't want to, Victoria. She's hating it. She's like, no,
You don't look
no,
very impressed with me right
no.
now, Paula.
no. I mean, this is just. I mean, for me,
I
it's
know. It's, it's got to
Listen,
stop. It's got to stop.
we have it's content. It's going to be the best content in the world because it's going to be a diabolical read, and it's going to be a fun read to take the piss out of for the whole evening. So I'm definitely going to be buying it just for that, just to read it and compare it to everything else that's been said and done. Paula,
what can
what
she
is
say?
going
What
on?
is she gonna say? What is she gonna say? What is she? No, I'm just wondering. Because this woman is a horrible writer. She and what's the saddest part of it all? That she thinks she's a good writer. This is like when she thinks she's the best dancer in the world, that she thinks that she's the best at everything. And yet if
At
she were, she
everything.
wouldn't be where she is she?
No, she can do it all. She can write a book. She can I'm surprised she ain't no dancer on no video yet, but she was on No Deal or Deal, No Deal or Deal, and she's done it all. She's done it all. She's been on the yacht, you
No
know.
deal. What's that? Deal
No
or no
deal,
deal?
deal.
Deal or no deal?
Yeah.
No deal, no deal.
Deal,
Yeah.
deal or deal. One of them two, because this woman is just awful. No, I'm
I
serious. But what is she gonna write? This woman has had the. What's
She's
the
gonna say
saddest
something
part?
about the king.
No, but what must deprive her? Do you know what must really get to her? That nobody's inviting her for talk shows or anything. Everything is Harry, just like when she was on that
She's not the one people want to
stage,
see.
that
She
Kevin Costner stage. That was brutal.
she is not the star. She is not she is not the prince. She is not the princess. But
But that was
people
brutal.
don't like her if she wasn't who she was and he married someone else, they may invite her. They would invite her if it wasn't this particular person, because people, like Pat Tillman's mother said, Harry and Meghan are controversial people.
Isabella, I did actually say sociopath. I didn't say psychopath, but I have enunciate very well sometimes. Sociopath, yeah, definitely not a psychopath. She's probably a sociopath, but I did say that earlier. Psychopaths, yes, they don't care about how other people perceive them, and they'll just
Right.
go out on a
I'm going to
killing
write this
spree.
book and I need the money, and it doesn't matter what anyone says. It's my truth. I'm going to write about me. You ain't even old enough to write a memoir.
No, but she's not
Well,
interesting enough. What is she gonna write? I yachted. I married this idiot. I married this idiot. This.
Yeah.
We were. I did a
Uh-huh.
live earlier. I did a live earlier with
That's
Leticia.
it.
We were going through the email because remember. Do you remember Victoria? That Jason kind of introduced a few emails between Meghan and Harry and him and Harry, right? It is
yeah.
interesting because Jason Kanoff is telling Harry that they shouldn't be talking to the authors, Karen Duran and Omi Scobie, directly, because then they have to be able to put their hands on their hearts and say that they didn't have anything to do with it, basically to lie. So, and then that maybe Harry should talk to Meghan about it, right? So Harry responds, I think that's a perfectly great idea because you are right. We should be able to deny that we had anything to do with this. Okay, this is being skanky. This is what Jason Kanoff was recommending, how to be skanky. And then he says, you should tell M. Okay, Harry didn't even was so scared to tell Meghan Markle about I don't know if it's fear or he knew that Meghan Markle belittles his ideas, that she
Oh,
wouldn't take
yeah.
it seriously if he said, you know what, we shouldn't be doing this directly. But if Jason said it, maybe Meghan will do it because she belittles Harry. She
She
doesn't
was,
think he's smart enough,
yeah.
so she doesn't value his
She's in
idea.
control. He's her puppet. Yeah, he's her puppet. He can't go use the bathroom without getting permission. Like seriously, he is under a control regime.
But for example, that was very telling because this is early on. This
You're
is
seeing
I
something
yeah,
different now,
in
Paula.
2018. This is in 2018, by the
So
way.
are you seeing the control? Are you seeing the
Well, he seems
control she
very
has?
scared to talk to her though, because if he's asking, Jason Kanoff is saying, "Well, you're the husband. Just tell her that this is what I'm recommending." Probably Megan wouldn't have taken him seriously because she doesn't take him seriously on anything. Like he's not smart, he's not this, so why should she listen to him? She's the smart one. So she knows
Mm.
now that Megan doesn't listen to anything he has to say. This is why he said, "Why don't you tell her, Jason? Tell her, tell her." And that is so childish, guys.
Yeah, it is. It is so childish. So ooh, tell your wife what's going on. It's communicate with her, but you can't because you're scared. He's scared of her. That's why he over there in Montecito right now because he is scared of her and he can't stand up to her. He can stand up to his father and his brother and everybody else and go off on them, but he can't stand up to his Jezebel.
Yeah, but Megan, and you know that, okay, we're not going to get into politics, but you know that Meghan Markle endorsed Kamala Harris, and she did the voiceover for our commercial that Kamala Harris did, right? If you have
Oh,
Meghan Markle endorsing you, that's not a good call.
it is not.
No, but but Meghan Markle did. You remember that 2 minute commercial? I'm sure the people in the side chat remember that when Meghan Markle did that 2 minute, and now it's being pulled off the air. It's really,
Kamala
really
endorsed
controversial.
it.
Yeah, she's the one who did the voiceover. And remember when Meghan Markle and Harry sat down on that bench and they advocated for people to go vote
Yeah,
for Biden? And then apparently Meghan Markle is getting ready to do another little video.
she needs to leave it alone.
No, because that's the thing, though. They reached out to her, not the other way around.
Why are they reaching out to her? They should not do that. That is not good for our country. That's not good for society. And
Well, who do you
inviting
think
her
was giving
into
her the
the
phone numbers? Okay, who do you think gave her the personal phone numbers of two Republican female senators?
it wasn't it Gavin Newsom? It was it are you saying it was Kamala that gave all the
She
why
did
would
the
she do
voiceover. She
that?
has, and the funny thing is, she contacted these Republican senators. She called them, and then she withheld her own number because she's too important for them.
But you're gonna give my number away.
Exactly. Of the senators, which is actually espionage. She's not allowed to have those because these senators have offices and they can, like, even Angelina Jolie and everybody who want to talk to these people, they contact their offices, they go through the proper channels.
Yeah,
You know,
like we do.
yeah, like, but yeah, but even celebrities do that. For example, let me give you another example. You know that the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations in New York, this very nice lady, she said in an interview that she got an email to her personal email address, not her work address, to her personal email address that only a handful of people have, like her closest family members and stuff like that have. They got then from behalf of Prince Harry. It turns out that it was Meghan using Prince Harry's email address. And the email address is the one from the palace, St. James Palace,
Wow.
Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace.
He is
She
so
used Harry's
sneaky.
email address, which has the St. James Palace, KP, to email the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. And she dismissed it because she thought, from Prince Harry. The email said from Prince Harry, right? The
Yeah, that's
subject.
not
And she
coming from Prince
dismissed it.
Harry.
And then it wasn't until later that they contacted her office and they went through their proper channels. But Meghan Markle got her person that very few people had. So this should give you pause, people, that this woman is getting the most personal details of incredibly high profile individuals who are, because of their job positions, at high risk.
Mm.
And Meghan Markle is not a discreet woman. She's a blabber. She's the kind of person that will give the telephone numbers. Oh, no, I have the telephone number of the senator here, or the personal email.
She's a name dropper.
Yes.
So she likes to show people who she knows, basically. So that's very interesting then. So why do you think that she is so closely connected to these people? I mean, is there an underhand deal going on, or is it just a friendly communication? What do you think it is?
Well, you know that Meghan Markle in 2014 was contacting desperately Ukraine. She did that interview in Ukraine University, right? And she said that she was working for the Hillary Clinton campaign, even though Hillary Clinton hadn't even announced that she was running. She said that she was working. And it's very interesting that Meghan Markle reached out to Ukraine. Why, of all places, reach out to Ukraine in 2014?
Right.
And Joe
So
Biden.
do you think she is trying to have an influence in politics?
Well, I think she's a
Yeah,
useful
I
idiot.
do.
I really do believe that Meghan Markle is a useful idiot. She's a useful mom.
I think she's gonna try her best. I think she's gonna try her best to be on some type of not even if she's not a politician, she just wants to smooch with them. You know, she just wants to say, I have these friends in office. Look at me.
So, Joe Biden went 4 times to Ukraine in 2014 as vice president. And Meghan Markle was phoning. Have you seen that? You haven't seen?
No.
Woo! Okay, let me get that for you. Let me
Yeah,
see.
she was following all the senators and stuff and telling
No,
them.
this is in Ukraine.
Oh, this is the
Ukraine.
Ukraine one.
Is
But I
this
know she was following.
the time of the war?
Hmm?
What's going? Is this
Oh, this is before. This is before.
before?
For
Okay.
the war.
I'm just pulling it out for you right here. Okay, here we go. I have this for you. The workshop, Meghan Markle. Here we go. I'm gonna send it to you. I don't know if you want to play or I'll do it and you can.
Yeah, you put it on.
I'll show it. Okay, I'll share it with you here, and you guys can see her. This is Meghan Markle talking in Ukraine at Ukraine University. Okay, can you share it?
Oh yeah, sorry, 2 seconds.
It's not in my private chat.
There we go.
No. I'm going here. See it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Your answers, does it sound good to you? Sounds great. Sounds great, okay. So let us congratulate you on the great first part of season 4 and renewal for season 5. Thank you.
Let me see.
Yeah.
10 years.
I don't think we can play that, Paula. We can't hear it very well.
The thing is that she said this is in Ukraine in 2014.
So
Okay.
what was the reason for that speech?
You tell me
Was it-
why Rachel Meghan Markle would reach out to a university in
Yeah.
and she was desperately trying to get to Ukraine. She name dropped Hillary Clinton in that video, which we can play.
Wow.
And then they asked her and then she tried to play that she was this huge politician and that she was working with Hillary. I'm not supposed to say anything, but Hillary Clinton, I'm working on the Hillary Clinton campaign for president. If she's not supposed to say anything, what the hell is she doing saying those
Right.
things?
Right.
But
Exactly.
she can't help herself. So this is the woman who's getting access to incredibly confidential information.
Well, that is something that we can do a bit of investigating on, because I'm not aware of any of that. So I'm definitely going to look into it. But did you also know that the Invictus director has actually resigned?
Oh yeah, that was
Really?
Yeah.
You have some
And
shocking news.
It would. I think Paula knows all this before it's even come out.
What?
But he resigned 10 years and stepping down just after Harry was given the award.
Wow.
And I think that shows a breakdown within the collective now. I think that the people are starting to people to start
People
to
are
leave the
walking
ship.
out on them. They're shutting the door. They're done. This is it. It's over. They are done with Meghan and Harry.
Luis
let me
is
tell you
saying the
something.
United States,
You always say that they don't get accountability. Oh, baby, this is accountability right here. You can't tell me that they're not freaking out that he stepped down. Or she may not care, but that's something else. They didn't push somebody that got kicked out the door, pushed out the door or left or is a disgruntled employee. I don't know if he was or not, but he left. He's sick of him.
But just
Well,
people don't understand how serious
I
it is.
can't
My
believe
opinion
it.
that Meghan Markle is an escort who was used to sleep with high-profile people to get information. It is just my opinion. That is just my opinion. Because
and
why would
do,
listen? Nobody from Suits, by the way, nobody from Suits was going to Ukraine or wanted to be in Ukraine. Nobody, Ukraine was in nobody's radar, and the whole thing with Ukraine started around that time. By the way, guys, the issue started around that time. And Joe
Okay.
Biden went there 4 times. He became a vice president or CEO of a Ukraine energy company, him and his son. And
Okay,
Meghan Markle,
let's go back. Let's go back if we can, please. What did you say? Somebody has left the building?
what do you know? That's the building. Who's that?
no, the director of the Invictus Games, he stood down after 10 years.
Is
But it
that
was
One
just,
of the
new?
founders. He was
yeah.
one of the people who built it from scratch.
So
Is that
Along with the Royal Foundation, along with the Royal Foundation, because it's not Harry who was working there. It was actually the Royal Foundation and their staff with highly
okay?
qualified people who got the Invictus Games off the ground. And it was Prince William, Catherine, and Harry who were the heads of that foundation. And what they did, but it was the Royal Foundation. They got this very highly qualified people who were former Olympics committee and stuff
Oh,
to create that. And one of these people is the CEO who was there from the very beginning. And now
oh,
the interesting part of
wow.
it all, because I know some sugars are gonna say, so what? They quit. They usually these
That ain't
people,
so
not for
what?
these people, no, but usually these people, what they do is they have conversations and they look for somebody else. So they have already somebody in place when they leave. Thank you very much, but so is taking over. He left so suddenly.
Right.
Don't have any replacement.
Right. Like he didn't get put his 2 weeks in. He didn't make an announcement that I'm going to be leaving soon. I found another job. He said, I'm out. That is so big news,
but it's off the
Victoria.
back of the award, isn't it? So he obviously
Yeah.
didn't agree with it, and probably come to blows with a few people to say this is not highly recommended, don't go ahead. And everything he said probably fell on deaf ears, as it did, because we know Harry accepted the award.
Right.
And that then leaves a strained relationship between the people that were in agreement and the people that weren't.
Right.
So that's my take on it. And
Okay.
that's why a lot of people do resign when they're no longer welcome within the institution. I mean, do you think that might be
Right.
what it was, Paula?
Well, oh, I wonder.
No, go for it. Go for it, Tisha.
No, you go ahead. Do you think that's it? Do you think that
Either of you?
could be the reason?
I don't know. I don't know. There's just so many shady things and so many unanswered questions that people don't want to ask.
Yeah,
People don't want to ask.
that's true.
Nobody wants to know where those questions because
Nobody's asking questions. No, they're not. They're not asking questions. This guy has left the building, and that's interesting. That is really interesting that he left. And
It is. I'm going to do a little bit more digging on the
yeah,
Profumo case. And I'm going to do some more on this tomorrow night because I think this is quite fascinating. This is the type of stuff I like. Getting my teeth into the nitty gritty and doing lots of research. So I'm going to go really in depth with that tomorrow. You girls are welcome to join if you want to join. 8 p.m. I think I'll go live here, GMT time. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss before we wrap it up?
No. I mean, people have to pay attention to a lot of things that Meghan Markle has been around. And nobody, what the thing is that this woman is so indiscreet that everybody knows about it. Meghan Markle is so indiscreet. For example, she went to Hong Kong and she claimed that it was because of Suits. Nobody from Suits went there. Only Rachel Meghan Markle was there. And she's always, of course, in a room posing next to a bed. And then, did you know that Prince Andrew was there too? And she went on a few trips to, yes. And then did you know that she was
Wow.
in September 2013 in New York when Andrew was there, and Andrew went to the same ballet. And that's
Ooh.
when Eugenie moved in New York in 2013. Did you know that
So
Meghan
that,
Markle?
yeah.
There's a lot of things that
Mm.
people don't want to talk about, like that.
And do you think if we do a bit of digging, we could get some more info on the
Are you
Ukraine and
kidding?
Meghan Markle?
You know that I did a video.
Because I'm
I did
going
a
to have a
video.
little look for that as well.
You
I,
did a video, or you don't going to?
I did a video last year.
Okay. Okay.
What I
Yes.
showed the links between Meghan Markle, Ron Burkle, the men from the island, and Harvey Weinstein. I had 4 pictures. People in here who are following me or who follow me, um, um, it's um, it's very interesting because I show those 4 pictures, which are not shown anywhere else in the world except in
Mhm.
Germany, Switzerland, and something like that. And there was
Yeah.
a picture of Meghan Markle and Jeffrey. There was a picture of
Wow.
Meghan, 2 pictures of her with
No, are you actually? No,
Okay.
hold on a minute, hold on. There was a picture of Meghan Markle and Epstein.
with 2 other girls. There was
No,
yes.
Paula, can you send me that picture, please?
Don't have it anymore because I was stupid enough. I'll tell you what, and I can show you that I have a strike in my channel to this day. Well, they finally
No.
90 days, but let me finish telling you, and people here in the chat know this. I showed the pictures because I had to buy the pictures. They're legit pictures. I had to buy them because they're not allowed to be shown anywhere else except Switzerland, Germany, and Italy. That's those 3 places, right? I'm gonna see if I can find the web page because there's a web page. I think I even showed it to Ron. We did a live and I showed the pictures to Ron, but then it's too sensitive, so we didn't because I got a strike. So I showed those pictures, and then her with Harvey Weinstein in 2006 at the Hamptons with Mandy Moore. There she is, and Harvey's around, and she's in the little group, right? So
No.
I did that, and I showed that Rumber. Everything was like methodical. I wasn't even speculating. Okay, this is her, and this is the date. This is the picture. Here's the website. This is where you can buy the pictures. They are legit because they're like the Getty pictures. You can't Photoshop them, right? So I showed her with Ron Burkle, 2 pictures with her with Ron Burkle, her sitting on his lap, who is the owner of Soho House. And then one with Harvey in the Hamptons and a party with Mandy Moore.
Wow.
Picture with
Mandy
her.
Moore?
Mandy Moore. Yeah, Mandy Moore was in a movie that her former
Yeah.
husband was licensed to marry.
Yeah,
But
I remember her.
there was a picture of Meghan Markle, Karina Shuliak, who ended up being Epstein's last girlfriend, and Meghan Markle is on a yacht with Karina. That's a huge picture. That's a big picture that everybody can see. That Meghan Markle's on the yacht with Karina Shuliak, who's Epstein's last girlfriend, known girlfriend. She visited him 10 days before he died. And then she's in a restaurant with Karina Shuliak because they're going around in that yacht. So they go to all these places to in the Mediterranean. But there she is on the yacht. There's a famous picture. I've used that picture many times. It's like Meghan on the further end, Priyanka Chopra,
Yeah.
and 4 other people, and that Misha Nunu, and then 3 other girls. And the girl prior to the girl sitting on the end is Karina Shuliak, Jeffrey Epstein's last girlfriend that she visited him 10 days in jail, 10 days prior to his death. This is in 2014. So I showed all of those pictures and I said, this is the timeline. All of those of you guys who were in my channel, you know that because the bloody thing disappeared. So I was feeling pretty good about myself, okay, because it was very, very hard. And I even thank one of my subs who sent me that website.
Yes.
Wow.
Just check it because they send you all kinds of garbage. So I went to the website and it's actually a legit. I'm gonna try to find it because I have another video about that, and I think I kind of mentioned the website where you can get the pictures, but you have to buy them. And then because of the restriction that those pictures can't be shown, can only be shown in Germany, Italy, and Switzerland, they took my video down, and they took it down because they said it was conspiracy theories. I appealed. I appealed. I appealed.
Okay.
I did a long thing, and I said, here it is. These are bam, bam, bam. Can you tell me one conspiracy? I didn't say so. This is not. I just presented. This is what's here. This is presented basically data. This is when they're here, and you make up your own minds. I didn't even give a conspiracy because I knew that video would be like and it was called. I didn't even name her a skank, by the way. I didn't even anything. I only said the connection between Jeffrey Harvey and Meghan. Soho House.
Harvey Weinstein was there as well.
Yeah, there's a picture of her with him.
Oh my
in 2000
god.
a picture of her in 2006 at the Hamptons. Mandy Moore is there because Mandy Moore was in a movie that Trevor was a producer of.
Oh,
Did you know that Mandy Moore even lived with them in Jamaica for about 3 to 4 months?
really?
Yes, because they filmed there. She was the star along with Robin Williams. Jennifer Garner wasn't even a major star. Okay,
Oh,
Jennifer Garner, Robin Williams, Mandy Moore, John Krasinski. What's it called? These famous who are famous now, but back then they were all struggling. So they moved. The movie was filmed in Jamaica, in Canada, and in British Columbia, I believe, and then in LA. So Mandy Moore, when when Meghan got married, they asked her about it, and she said, "Yeah, I knew her because, I filmed a movie with
right.
husband, her then husband was a producer, and we lived in New York and in Jamaica for almost 3 months. We even spent Christmas and New Year's because that's where they spent for filming because it was
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
The thing is this is what I don't understand. I know Meghan was a very small time actress. So for her to be rubbing shoulders with Epstein and Weinstein doesn't really make sense to me because it's not really in their caliber. So there has to be another reason for it. Because what year was this, Paula? What year are we talking?
Which year what?
What the picture? Do you have a year that
The Hamptons was in 2006. The one in the Hamptons is 2006. They're sitting on a couch with a bunch of people, and then there's Mandy Moore and Harvey's hugging Mandy Moore, and then on the other side is Meghan and another girl, and then that's in the 2000s Hamptons, right? That they were throwing a party. This wasn't with Soho. This was at the Hamptons, and they had these girls there coming, and Mandy Moore was there, and Harvey Weinstein, of course, Trevor Engelson wanted to have kiss up to Harvey, because Harvey is a big time producer. So that's what happened there. And then we have the two pictures.
So the Trevor was the connection.
Well, no, I don't know who was the connection because Meghan Markle was at that party on her own. Trevor wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, and then there's the two pictures are with Ron Burkle because one was in 2012 and the other one was in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, because the dates were like that. One was in December 2012 and the other one was in March 2014. And there was just events and one was in New York and the other one was in London when she went to London. So those pictures are real.
I have to just say, though, our devil's advocate, and Isabella has said this, there are many, many celebrities that have been pictured with these two people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But her caliber of celebrity, but her caliber of fame was very low bar at that point.
Yes.
So this is where the connection gets a bit because I feel like
that's not the case. I'm not saying that's not the case.
Yeah.
But Meghan Markle has been shadily. These pictures were taken down immediately because you know what they said. Because when YouTube couldn't come back to me with conspiracy, and I said, "Can you please tell me? Can you pinpoint to the video where I'm using conspiracy, where I'm making suggestions or anything like that?"
Yeah.
And they said no, but then they came back to me. But the pictures that you showed, according to the website, can only be shown in Germany, Italy, and Germany, Switzerland, and Italy. So you will, and since my whole video was based on the four bloody pictures that it was really hard. They were really hard to get, and
I think at that time as well, anything with Epstein related content was really was taken down, and you were getting strikes on channels because I know a few people.
No, because because Pidina did her interview Kirby Sommers, who was a survivor of Epstein, and she did 6 degrees of separation between Meghan and Epstein, and even Kirby went on, and this is why I got the courage to do that video, because Kirby Sommers, she believed Meghan Markle. Of course, Meghan Markle knew Epstein. It's just that the pictures were hard to get because she was such a nobody that nobody thought of taking pictures. She would be one of those girls, who are sitting on the couch. It's like when she went to Istanbul. And and remember when we saw that article in the Daily Mail? Meghan Markle was a carpet filler, and I'm serious. they said, they named the stars, and then they said, and other people, and that other people was Meghan Markle, you know. So it is. So you know what they said. So that's why they took it down. They say you infringed, and you can write to the owners of the pictures. And I said, but I bought the pictures. Yeah, but so I can show you, and I will show you my channel. You will see that even though I then I had to take a seminar and blah blah blah, and I'm like, this is really stupid, because I bought the pictures, but apparently it's very strict.
Yes.
You can only use
Yes.
them here and there.
Yes. I
Because
know it's a very murky water we're living in this
Yeah.
world, because like you say, you do sometimes wonder what you can and can't use.
yeah, and this is the thing I tell the people on YouTube, guys. A lot of you come out, where do you get your information? Like, guys, at least I do. I spend a lot of time researching, and there's a lot of things. I don't know about you, Victoria, or you, Leticia, but there's a lot of things, even for my titles, and I keep going on about this. I have to get creative, because if I wanted to put the titles that I want to put, a lot of times my videos don't even get up. YouTube won't even allow them
Oh.
until I change the word or I change the name.
Yeah, it messes the algorithm. So we might put up a certain title and it might seem a bit boring, but it's a lot more spicier in the
Mine
actual
is
video.
so boring. I have
Yeah.
my titles suck. Like, it's like Meghan and Harry talking about them today, or something stupid like that, and it's not appealing. Like, it's not like, oh, let's click on
And then if you put those
her.
titles, they say, "Oh, that's clickbait." But then
No.
this is
You have to find the balance.
They leave you no option, because
No.
okay, they're gonna put Meghan Markle acted skanky. She did this. She did. I prove that Meghan Markle did Epstein because she wasn't this and this and that. And I can't put that up there. Or, or even, in that video that I did that got taken down, I was so angry because I did not suggest anything. I just said, I found these 4 pictures, and I'm going to explain to you where these 4 pictures are from. And I read the article where Virginia Roberts was calling Meghan Markle, Fergie, and Charles to be witnesses for her court case against Andrew. I didn't speculate.
Ooh.
I simply read, because those articles were all over the world. Everybody was
Yes.
putting, remember, Victoria? So I simply grabbed. I didn't even read from the Daily Mail, because it can be. I read from the Telegraph, which is more respected, and I said, this is what Victoria Giuffre is saying, because Meghan Markle will have intimate knowledge of Andrew, because she was,
Wow.
and it's there.
Intimate knowledge.
Yeah, intimate knowledge, because either she saw it or she heard, either she witnessed it or she heard about it because of the environment that we're in.
Wow.
And immediately after that article came out, Andrew settled the lawsuit, because Virginia Giuffre had asked the court judge in the States to call Charles, Fergie, who clearly would have seen and heard stuff, and Meghan Markle.
Wow. The scandal.
But people should ask themselves, what was Meghan Markle doing in Ukraine in 2014?
Well, this is what I'm going to look into, and what I might try and get enough information for tomorrow. But definitely want to cover the Profumo case and the Ukraine stuff. But do you think that she was a political plant from the get-go?
I think she was used. She's a whore. She's a whore-hungry fame. I don't know, fame-hungry whore, whatever the hell you call it. And then she was hungry for fame. And
yeah,
people can.
She's always been hungry for fame.
People can smell.
I do think that there might be a political motive here, and I'm starting to question her.
Well, she said back in the day that she wanted to do either acting or do political, and so she decided to go into acting instead of.
She didn't do political or acting. She did escorting.
So that's what she said. Someone was interviewing her on a red carpet, and they was asking her that question, and she was like, "I really wanted to go into office and all of this other stuff, but I ended up going into acting." Yeah. I was like,
well, I mean, there have been stranger things that have happened, so anything is possible. Thank you, girls, for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. If you both want to come on tomorrow, come on at 8 p.m. if you want to join us. Tina will be with us as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and obviously subscribe to the lovely Paula and the lovely ladies of Letitia. Their links are in the description box. please hit the like button because it helps the algorithm. Please, thank you. I
Share,
hope you guys enjoyed it. And these guys in the chat are the best. I love them. Brilliant.
I do
Thank
too.
you. And
Bye,
thank you for
chat.
my mods. You're amazing.
To all
Good
of
night
you.
and God bless. I'll see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Bye. Bye. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye. This button takes forever.